Hi, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is March 1st, 2023. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. We're back at it again. I'm less sick today,
You were sick?
definitely ready to talk.
You were sick?
Yeah. Well, I probably didn't sound as sick, but yeah, I wasn't feeling as well before.
Well, I mean, we had a lot going on literally the entire last 2 weekends, anyways. If you guys haven't actually listened to the last podcast, it's actually out in podcast services right now. So if you want to hear the full Go Tour experience, literally, like the entire thing, just go ahead and read and watch it, listen to it, give us a 5-star review. We'd greatly appreciate it. But we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as you do. And don't forget to check us out at Professor Network, purifiedpodcast.com's Professor Network. Wonderful people to work with every single time, so please go ahead and check them out. Always having some good podcasts every single day. So, and more, because there's like a lot of different things that they do. So that's cool. All right, Chris. I know it's literally been what, 2 days since we talked. 2, 3 days.
Yeah. It feels like we're just continuing on from the last podcast, pretty much.
Yeah, this is like point 2 of what it was. Like, just like I mentioned before, like the last podcast, it was more like trying to just talk about the whole experiences of Go Tour, and I wanted to keep that. Under like one podcast, especially because we talked for an hour and a half, probably more than that, just from talking. But everything is experience wise. But we'll leave the podcast as it is. But we actually had hell more news today. Everything that literally happened in between those 2 weeks, and now we really wanted to cover it. But of course, things were always more important than anything. Maybe I can also get another shiny here. Okay, never mind. I guess we could just quickly recap what we got because it was the end of the season and whatever else it was. What you got?
For what I got.
Well, what do you got? Chinese, Hondas, anything?
I did get a few shinies. I don't think I got any hundos, but I'll just double check.
Right.
Yeah, no new hundos. But I started yesterday or 2 days ago actually with a shiny Spearow, which was brand new for me. It spawned at my house. I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
And then literally after getting shiny Illumise for like the first time, like I don't know, like a month ago, and then getting another one at Go Tour. I actually had another one spawn at my house literally this morning. So in the spawn of like literally like 1 week, I think I've gotten 3 shiny Illumise. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But it's been pretty wild. But let me tell you how many hundos you got.
None. I didn't get any hundos since the last time we talked about.
Come on. I mean, I know it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, but I kind of been in the whole like restock option. Like I have like no Great Balls or Ultra Balls right now. Like I barely have anything. So I'm in restock mode until further notice, at least until something actually good comes out, or if I'm able to get enough Great Balls and Ultra Balls in the next few days. So it's just one of those things in the end of the day. So it's not bad, but it's like I don't need to catch anything right now, especially now that after everything that we literally caught and did everything in the last few days. So the reason why I'm actually like broken right now. So broke than anything.
They're giving you time to refill your wallet.
Yeah, I mean, actually, okay, in that sense, I'm broke regardless, but so because last month I think I spent my entire paycheck in 1 week.
Pokemon Go Tour, Pokemon Go, give us your money.
Basically, but yeah, the only thing I can probably say is that I got 2 more shinies. I kept doing Rayquazas until then, so I got another shiny Rayquaza for Trey, so that's pretty good. And I actually hatched right after the end of the last podcast. I hatched another shiny Tropius. So couldn't be the Relican, or my man getting too reckless, I guess.
I feel like you definitely got enough good shinies to be able to trade for one for sure, though.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'll
My
keep it like that.
condolences.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I'll send you a gift. Maybe we'll get lucky anyways. So
Oh, oh.
you're only like halfway done with your experience too. So
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's gone pretty fast though, so
yeah,
I'm pretty happy.
I mean, we literally have actually spent as much as we can just catching everything the last 2 weekends anyway. So we have
Yeah.
a lot going on there. So you got a lot of experience. So you're almost a level 50, brother. You're almost there. About to join the exclusive club, and then level 60 comes out.
Oh God.
But yeah, so aside from that, we really don't have much to recap for the reason that that's what has been happening technically. The Going Whole Tour Global and the Las Vegas tour was just everything that we wanted to for a while, even with all the issues. So it is what it is when it came down to it. But there is one thing that we can recap, and this is technically the today technically was the end of it at 10 o'clock in the morning. Season of Mythical Wishes just ended. And we're on a brand new season called the Rising Heroes Season 10. Can you believe that we're actually 10 seasons into Pokemon Go? Like, seriously.
It really makes you really surprised because they didn't start seasons till pretty far into the game.
Yeah, so imagine if they would have started seasons like literally like the
Day
quarter
one.
after. Yeah, I know, right? They would have been like, yeah, this is the season that you can catch all the Pokemon here. I'm like, oh my god, would it be season 20 right now? 20 or 30, I don't know, whatever the case may be. But yeah, so Season of the Mythical Witches has ended. Season of Rising Heroes is here with some interesting things. We'll talk about it in just a moment. Let's just go ahead and recap a little bit of what Mythical Wishes really was and how has actually, changed us. And then guess we're probably a little ungrateful on this point, but the community is how it is. The thing is, like, Mythical Wishes was a really good season. Like, it started off,
Top
December,
tier.
top tier, knowing that Gold Tour was just like, last weekend and all that and those things. It definitely had his way of keeping us engaged with the game almost every single time. And it was like constantly updates, new megas, new things, new Rayquaza coming back, or Kyogre Groudon primals, and all those things. Really, it just made the game just alive for a while. And usually during the December or at the end of December after Christmas, during the New Year's, we actually get like a moment of rest until the next big thing.
Mhm.
But this wasn't it. It was just kept going and going and going for Mystical Witches. Nobody has gotten their shiny Jirachi yet because everybody's still doing the research regardless. I am on page 2 though, so I'm actually doing all the bodies for 14 days. So we'll see how
I
it
got a
goes.
little bit of time to wait.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody could actually get their shiny Jirachi. I think in the same week or something, like in the next few days or something. I don't know, but I'm on step 2. I know there's 6 steps, so I don't know how the other steps are gonna be after this.
Yeah, I feel like somebody probably got to step 2, like at GoTour,
Yeah, it
but
was like day
they
1
had
or
to
something.
seriously be grinding.
Yeah, they probably got that stepped, and all they did was just get. That's true. How you doing, Zach? How you doing, Hunter? Thank you very much for joining us. So it is what it is when it comes down to it. We'll definitely get a shiny Jirachi when it's available in a way that we will get it. Hopefully, step 3 isn't that bad, but I think we may actually get that information like pretty soon, anyways.
Yeah, imagine you get to step 3 and it's like you gotta wait 30 more days.
Oh God, I'll probably rate Niantic more than it should be, anyways. But yeah, so Mythical Wishes, I really want to give it a good rating. I said 9.5 really does good at rating for Mythical Wishes at this point.
Yeah, I'd probably say close to that, like 9.5.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot of fun throughout the whole season. I can't think of too many downtimes.
yeah, not definitely
Now
not.
we're just coming down from that high.
Yeah, definitely. So, I think we literally, when it came down to it, we have actually Niantic put us down to earth after this whole month ended. So we're about to actually go into strange territory when it comes down to it. So
A little
let's
bit of
talk,
normal.
right? So let's talk about today our research topics. We have a bunch of news, actually a lot of news from both the Pokemon Direct and Pokemon Go, Pokemon Direct, actually Pokemon Presents. and Pokemon itself. But let's talk about Rising Heroes Season 10, the next big thing that happens here. If my computer wants to load. So Rising Heroes, as you see, Now at first they were actually teasing it in the last few days before this actually went live. And it was kind of like, okay, this looks cool. It looks like a whole comic book feel by to it. And it has some teasers here and there, which, now it's actually like very, very big. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video here for you guys. Hopefully it's not too loud. It's still loud. So it shows us, when we're, new discoveries. Gimigal, the roaming form. Goldengo, it's also here. XXL, XSS, new Researcher Wars, double Iron Badge on Melmetal. We have Elite Race with Reggie Alecki and Reggie Drago. And Rising Heroes. And there's a little tease at the end of this little trailer. Cutting some trees. Exactly how it is. So, basically the whole trailer just shows what we're going to expecting on technically only the first month of this season. But it seems to be a small packed season of new stuff here and there. So this is basically what's happening. Just like I mentioned before, first thing that's going to happen is the new feature. Roaming for Gimigal, available to catch only in Pokemon Go. So we knew this was coming from previous iterations of Scarlet and Violet information. We know that Gimigal is roaming for is the only time we can actually catch it is in Pokemon Go. The chest form is only in Scarlet and Violet. You're gonna catch it there. You get a lot of coins. So how is this gonna work? Basically, it just works like a Melton box. It's just a little bit different for a couple of reasons. One, you have to have connection to Scarlet and Violet. You have to have a game that you progress enough to actually go to the first Pokemon Center on the field. After that, you're able to connect your game, your Nintendo Switch, to Pokemon Go. So, and at the same time, Pokemon Go have some new setting features here, or at least some new look to the setting features. You'll go to connect devices and services. You'll connect it to the Switch, and then you'll connect to the Switch to Scarlet and Violet. From then on, the only way to really do this is to actually send a postcard that you ping in your photo book and send it, giving you two different things in both games. One, the chance of actually opening up what's called the the coin bag. The coin bag will be only used once per day for 30 minutes. It's accessible to get more Gimigal when you walk with it. Basically just like an incense really does. And then you get as many Gimigals that way. The roaming form, you catch it, you can trade it, you can do other things. You'll be able to send it. I think you're going to be able to send it to Scarlet and Violet pretty soon. I don't think that update is just out there yet. I don't think you can send it to home.
The DLC.
Yeah, probably. No, the home connectivity to Scarlet and Violet will actually be here sometime this next few months.
Oh, okay.
So we'll definitely have that, and then Pokemon Go will actually have the ability to send Pokemons to home again, or at least the new ones anyways. However, the trick of Gimigal, if you actually haven't played Scarlet and Violet, is to actually collect the 999 coins that we need to be able to evolve it. Now, when we say 999 coins, how are we going to get those coins? Well, we're going to have to catch a lot of Gimigals and send a lot of postcards. Basically, Gimigal will actually drop coins when you catch them. The best way to actually get it is to actually throw in a great or excellent throw on it. And then Gimigal itself, when you catch it, will give you an actual coin. There's also the golden stops, which we saw teased up during the time the Scarlet and Violet was out back in November. And you can spin those. It was only for a good 24 hours where the golden stops were actually out and about again. However, I think they're still out. They're just as rare as like a Gimigal at this point. You can spend those. You can get coins from there. You could if you want, if it gives you. And then the last way to get coins, I think, is to either have a brand new lore module that actually will be available to all players once you send more postcards to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then turn that gold stops into those at the end of the day. So getting all 999 to just evolve one Gimmighoul is going to be a grind. It's basically one of the grinds that a lot of people are asking for, but at the same time, it's a grind with both Scarlet and Violet and a lot of different things anyway. So
Yeah, I'm glad they started it at least, you know.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, it now if when it comes to Goldengo, which is the evolution in the end of the day, it's not the greatest. It doesn't get the best moveset. It has I think it has Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and some Steel type move that I'm missing. Flash Cannon, I think. So it's not doesn't really have that much ability because it doesn't have a move that actually helps it, especially bait out and things like that. So PvP wise, it may not be the greatest. However, just keep in mind he does have a Ghost Steel type, so he's actually one of the best, if not the best, typings in the whole entire game.
Yeah, that typing is top tier.
Yeah, so keep in mind if you want to get a Gimmighoul, this is the grind that you're gonna have to do. So it's gonna take a while to really get all the candies, but if you keep sending the postcards to Scarlet and Violet, you should be able to receive good amount of it. Make sure you practice your excellent and great throws with Gimmighoul's because that way it is how it is. Am I a joke to you? Yes. When it comes out, we'll see how it goes. You know, Kantaro like Aegislash. Am I a joke to you? It's like yes, because you're not out yet. This Pokemon came out before Aegislash. What do you expect? Oh god.
My gosh. Maybe it's because Aegislash is just gonna slap, so they're like, well, we better put in one of the Steel Ghost types first.
Right. But yeah, so whenever that happens, we'll actually see it. I think Aegislash will actually have some play in PvP when it comes down to it. But in the end of the day, Goldengo will be here for now. And it comes down to it. Now, I think Goldengo or Gimmighoul. Excuse me. Gimmighoul is actually a ghost type by itself and then turns into a steel type when you evolve it. So now there was also a nice little thing, or well, not literally, it was just basically a bug the moment this happened because this announcement came out at the time of I don't know, was it like 2 days ago when the Gimmighoul came out? Like,
I think so.
It was Pokemon Day. Yeah, Pokemon Day came out and then they announced it and they were trying to go through the whole steps and everything. And it was glitched. Gimmighoul was actually like insanely glitched in the game. You could catch it with only the Gold Plus or the Pokemon Gold Plus, but if you tried to click on it, it was so tiny you can barely even hit his box to be able to click on it, so you couldn't catch it normally. If that was fixed, probably a couple hours later, they resized it and everything. There was also the glitch that if you actually click on an inventory, your whole screen was completely glitched out. You had to restart the game, so it was like missing go all over again. However the case may be.
Missing go.
But luckily, all of this happened pretty easily. That it was fixed, and now Gimmighoul is just another Pokemon in our inventory at this point. And if you go to the Pokedex, if you go all the way down, Paldea Pokedex is there, which is interesting because that's the only Paldea Pokemon we'll have for a little while longer. Oh man, imagine if they just released Gen 9 and they don't care about Gen 8. It's like, bruh.
I mean, they gave us some of Gen 8, so I guess we can't complain too much.
Yeah, but it's time to see the starters. I want to see my my score bunny, you know.
Yeah, they can't wait for the calm days for those.
We still have Gen 7? Nah, man, that Gen is already forgotten at this point. Oh, God. But yeah, so that's
we just got Kecleon.
That's what I'm saying. And it's been forgotten already. Anyways, but yeah, that's Gimmighoul and Gimmighoul and Gimmighoul and whoever that makes to be. So it will see how it goes. I mean, if you really want to grind it, that's how it is. Keep in mind that's how what's going. Now they're advertising the whole extra small, extra large with Melmetal. I feel like there might be a metal event pretty soon. I was hoping to actually be something to let us get more shiny Melmetals or Meltons, I guess. So maybe one of those things happen. And we did not get a free Gimmighoul coin. Oh, yes, actually. Thank you so much for reminding us, Mr. Gary. Thank you so much for joining us today. You actually, I think if you go to the item shop, you do get 9 coins for free out of the Gimmighoul. So that was pretty cool. Thank you so much. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I just got them too. So, again, extra large and extra small. I don't know if there'll be something to do with Melton at this point. Melton is technically for us our Pokemon Go exclusive Pokemon, so I'll be happy to see if it comes back shiny when it comes down to it as a mythical Pokemon once again. Then we have seasonal highlights. Elite Rate returns. So once again, Elite Rates, if you guys don't know, it's the only race that you can do in person, and you have to be at a specific location for those races to happen. I'm not sure if they're gonna follow the same pattern that they were doing earlier, where it's actually Elite Rates like every Sunday, things like that. Mostly because they already broke the pattern with this one. March 11th of 2023 will be the very first Elite Rate of the season. That is actually on a Saturday. So, Chris, I'm sorry.
Maybe I'll get out early.
We'll see. And then on April 9, next month, we'll have another Elite Raid happening now. Based on the colors of the gym, and somebody actually pointed that out, it looks like we're going to have Draco coming out first, and then Regieleki coming out next month.
I can see that.
Or if they could just go ahead and just mess us up, or we'll go ahead and just have one or the other in the other way. A speculation, everybody, you know. But right now they have question marks. We know they're actually Regieleki and Regidraco, just from the teasers and everything that they have shown. So I gonna have hopefully wonder if this technically feature of Elite Raids will be fixed by the time it comes out. So I don't know. You think? What do you think, Chris?
That what will get fixed?
Well, the Elite Raids technically were not glitched, but were more like not working properly. Like they had a lot of problems to it, especially the bonuses afterwards.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about specifically. I like the challenge to them being there, but yeah, they need to fix the rewards for like afterwards, especially like if you encounter a legendary in the wild, it is very disheartening. I mean, we saw with Latios and Latios when those kept running.
I got 4.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if they could somehow program it to like not run after one ball.
Or just be a little more like enticing when it comes in.
Yeah.
Because the whole problem with it is that the bonuses after the raid were only like mere steps from the gym itself. So you really couldn't explore. But there were Pokemon spawning everywhere, and then when you just get out of the range, you just couldn't do it. So I don't know. I hope that Niantic learn from it. I hope they did, but again,
make it like the raids after calm days.
Yeah, something like that. So it kind of helps out. But again, I'm hopeful. I'm just not optimistic when it comes out to it. So
look to the future.
Yeah. We'll see. Anyways, we did talk about Pokemon Go's community days for the month of the season, or actually for the season of Rising Heroes. March 18, April 15, April 29, which I believe is a classic, and then May 21st. They have to give us really a lot like this news pretty soon, because the community day is only like 2 weeks away from now. 18 is like 18 days. Lord. So they have to give us some news at this point and give us the chance to prepare for it.
It's gonna be tomorrow after the podcast.
Right? Yeah, probably.
I don't know. We'll see.
Most likely, just because the whole hype of the Rising Heroes set just come out, anyways. I know that I'm off this next SRS, but it's a 2 to 5, so I'll be able to actually play it for a good chunk amount, anyways. New stickers for the spring season is here, so that's pretty nice.
And they cute.
Ticketed time research. So season 10, ticketed time research, Willow's Wardrobe. Basically, you pay $5, and then you catch 50 Pokemons, and you get the wardrobe. That's all.
Oh.
And you have 120 days to finish it. So 3 months. I don't know if there's gonna be more after that. I don't know. We'll see.
I wonder if they'll ever give us his lab coat.
Hopefully. I still have technically a ticketed season, so maybe there'll be more. Yeah, I know. I finished that too. There'll be more to the story in the next few months with the whole ticketed thing. So we'll see how it goes. However, you are able to encounter a Melmetal with the new Charge Attack Double Iron Bash, which is a brand new attack for Pokemon Go and for Melmetal. they do say that actually might see some play with that because it does require less energy from the previous other attacks. Iron double bash or double iron bash, I guess. It's 70% in gyms and raids, and then 50 in PvP with
Yeah, and
two
it's
bars.
Melmeto's really good to use against the shadow leaders too. I feel like,
Yeah.
especially for early game people.
Yeah, and Zach does mention that it's Melmetal's signature move. It is his signature move, so now we got another signature move. Now, if you're wondering, can you get Melmetal to actually have his signature move in other Pokemons? Yes. Just because once you catch this one, you'll be able to actually evolve any Melmetals you have to actually learn double Iron Bash. So if you say that you had a Honda before and things like that, I think you might be able to TM it. I don't know if you had to lead TM it at this point.
I actually don't see it from an elite charge TM yet.
Okay, so they may actually add it to the pool later on because everybody wants to do their research still. So I was hoping to get a Hondo Mel Metal out of my research, but of course it was only like a 93.
Yeah, the highest I got right now is a 98, and I'm using it for Great League for whatever reason, so I'm probably going to change that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's the ticket of research for sure. I mean, still what it is. We do have some news between the Cash Mastery events that's happening, I think, this weekend, and the Go Battle League update. We'll get to those in just a moment, mostly because there is something that a lot of people are not really liking about those, especially one of them. But we do have this nice little calendar infograph. But instead of actually going through that, I'm going to actually skip this for a moment because there's a lot to cover there for the month of March. So we're going to skip that for just a moment. We're going to go to the seasonal rotations, which is the breakthrough box. Chris, can you tell us what the breakthrough box is?
Oh, God. Not the breakthrough box. I just want to make sure. Okay. The breakthrough box is horrible. I'm giving you guys a quick warning. Like, as you know, this one, you had some really good shiny chances. In this one, you're, like, crossing your fingers to get a good Pokemon, basically.
Right.
You got Parasect, Pinsir, Snorlax, Gibble, Furfrou, and Goomy. So a few returns, especially between Furfrou and Goomy. I think Snorlax and Furfrou are the big dogs here. But, dude, who wants a Parasect after waiting a week, man?
I mean, I don't know. Just imagine. It's not shiny available. No.
Is it just Stardust? Is that all you want from it?
I think so. I
mean, Pinsir has the Mega ability, so I mean, like, you could get a Hundo and like wait for the Mega, but like, I don't know. Some of them just seem pretty lackluster.
Basically, the first two, but everything else seems okay. It's not a bad thing.
I mean, Furfru's cool because I mean, you need a lot of shinies to try and get all the different forms if you care about that, or you just want the one.
Yeah, I haven't even
Goomy's
got one
cool.
yet. So.
Yeah, Gibble's been around for a while, so
and high community day too, so it's not really.
Yeah, he's getting that Larvitar treatment soon.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like bye bye.
Yeah, Snorlax is always hype, but I don't know how to feel about it. It's not the worst box we've had, but I'm not too excited for it.
Would have been nice if they just put like the Snorlax with the hat, with the cowboy hat.
Oh no,
that would have been a chase. That would have.
Dude, people would be screaming when they didn't get it though.
And then you gotta, hope that it's shiny too, but
Yeah.
But that's the retro box, and then we have different spawns. Once again, the rotational spawns as here in the cities. We have a lot of fairy types and Trebishes. Bolter, Porygon, Togetic, Gardevoir, Purloin, Trebish, and Elgyem will be in the city areas and more. Forest, Mankey, Execute, Shuckle, Sora, Stunfisk, Formantis, and Moral. I know Chris is really happy about that. Shuckle.
I love that Zora too.
Right. In the mountains, we have Aerodactyl, Snorlax, Wishmer, Mawile, Aeron, Medichan, and Woobat, which we'll never see because we don't live in the mountains.
Oh.
Then we have in the water biomes, we have Psyduck, Slowpoke, Hisuian Quillfish, actually. That's pretty cool. Mantine, Illumise, Frelish, male Frelish, actually, in the water.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Okay. And then Gumi. Oh, Gumi's in the water. Ooh, I'll take them.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. Northern Hemisphere, our rotation is Skarmory, Swablu, Snivy, Tepic, Ashra, Dino, and Heliotile. And then in the Southern Hemisphere, we have Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Larvitar, Scraggy, Alulamal, and Stuffle. Now, have you noticed a lot of Pokemons that usually don't spawn in the wild are actually starting to spawn again, right?
I saw a Mawile in my nearby today, and that kind
Yeah,
of surprised me.
even Scraggy spawning in the South is actually kind of interesting. For us, I think it's the most interesting part is probably the Hisui and Quellfish, you know? And even the Frelish, male
Yeah,
Frelish is crazy.
PvP, Hisuian Quillfish. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh my goodness. I better start going to the waters from now on. Even though I live on an island. Anyways, the following Pokemons will hatch from eggs this season. So 2KX is having a rework of Bellsprout, Igglybuff, Trappish, Cottonee, and more. 5 kilometer eggs, we have Machop, Gligar, Bonsley, and more.
Hmm.
7KX will have all the Hisuian forms and more.
No shinies?
No,
Well, and more,
and
and
more,
more.
and more. 10KX will have Tyrone, Amora, Togamaru, and Yamo, and more. I think I have a 10K from the new season. Let me check.
Togedemaru.
I don't have a new 10K yet, so we'll see. I know Togamaru is interesting for the 10Ks. Adventure Sings 5KX will have Shinx, Kratos, Shieldon, Happiny, and Frelish Male. And then the 10 kilometer was Dratini, Beldum, Gibble, Gumi, and Rockruff. I really wish they actually changed that a little bit.
Yeah, so they took out Rylu?
No, I'm pretty sure
Or it
Riley's
might be then
in
more.
Riley's probably in the more part. But why would you want a Rockruff at a 10 kilometer Think Adventure Egg?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Unless they're putting in desk form soon or something.
Yeah. And then the seasonal bonuses, the best thing about the season. Increased damage dealt by Pokemons participating in raids remotely. We knew that. Tingle Rocket will appear more frequently as stops. Okay. And extra Stardust earned from Tingle Rocket encounters. That's it.
Um, Maybe it goes with the story, I guess. At least for the Rockets. I mean, I'm not hating it, but I mean, what were the seasonal bonuses last season?
Extra candy when trading, extra large candy for trading,
Oh,
something else, you know, instance effectiveness. I don't know. It was like the bonuses were like amazing last season. I can tell you that much. I wish we guys should have like another like extra trade thing here and there. But yeah, these seasonal bonuses, and I can even look it up in the today view right now, and it's just that with the season spawns and eggs, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna make count. This is the disappointment number one of this season. I really thought that this was going to be a little bit better. If they're focusing more on the whole, you gotta battle that Tingle Rocket a little bit more, at least give us the chance to actually encounter like, leaders or here and there or more frequently or something. It's like, or maybe just give us Giovanni, one more season or something. I don't know.
yeah. I'm flabbergasted.
It's
But I will say the increased Stardust. I've heard Stardust is pretty substantial from Team Rocket, especially from like Speediest Chief. Uh, he he's one of the people that advocated to people like, hey, Team Go Rocket is given a lot of Stardust. Don't sleep on them. And I never really thought about it till after that, probably. But I haven't really noticed too much of the difference yet, but maybe by the end of the season I will. I'm curious how much it's going to play into the story, though,
yeah.
because it's making me think they're going to have another substantial part of the story like they did in the Go Tour, at least for Vegas. I don't remember too much of the global one, I'll be real.
Yeah.
Unless it was the same.
I mean, you're getting what, 500 Stardust from the Tingle Rocket, 750 with the star piece. That's not bad, I guess.
Okay.
It's not the greatest, but I mean, you are at least doing, what, 2, 3 rockets per day. That's not bad, I guess. It's free Stardust if you just know what you're doing.
Especially when they got those Magikarp.
Yeah. And then, of course, it does say they will spawn more frequently. So there's a storyline into it. It just feels like that's not enough.
I do know Team Go Rocket feels like more of a grind than, just clicking on a Pokemon, though.
Unless they're preparing us for something. And hopefully it's not level 60 at this point, but we'll see.
Oh, no.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing. Now we actually are going to move over to the month of March. Basically, what we're technically having for the full month of March, and we have our infograph here. So, but the first thing, of course, we know that roaming formed Gimmighoul is there to catch it. So go ahead and catch it. But we have our 5-star rotation. The very first Pokemon that we have already seen from March 1st to March 8th is going to be Incarnate Form Tornadus. Cool. Nobody cares. From March 8th to March 25th, we're going to have Ho-Ho coming back. That is a very good Pokemon in PvP Master League, so you might as well get yourself a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to take down, too.
Yeah, just rock. Then we have our from March 21st to March 28th, Incarnate Form Thunderous. It's coming back once again. So that's okay, I guess. I don't know if he has any more play than the other one, but we'll see. And then from March 28th to April 10, so extending a little more over the month of April, we have Lugia coming back. That's cool. I mean, I'm okay with that.
How many times have we had Lugia?
Quite a bit of them, but now that extra large candy is a grind, I'm kind of okay with it could come back. I'll just go ahead and Mega Evolve and do a couple of races until I have the extra large, and hopefully get a Hundo. I never got the Hundo of that yet.
Yeah, same.
So that would be nice. Chris, how about you go our rotation of Megas?
Rotation of Megas? Oh, I might be blind, but I'm just gonna use stream.
Hold on.
So, oh no, you're good.
Okay. You're good.
So,
yeah.
Never mind. I can't see it anymore.
It's right there, Chris. Don't worry.
Okay. So March 1st to March 8th is going to be Mega Charizard Y, which is very easy to take down as long as you got some rock types.
Just rush rock.
Yeah. March 8th to March 21st, you're going to have Mega Medicham, which is brand new. Very hyped for that. Especially since as the Mega, I'm pretty sure it maxes out right under 2,500 in Ultra League if you got it perfect.
Nice.
March 21st to March 28th, they're going to have Mega Venusaur, so it's coming back for 1 week.
Oh.
And then right after that, March 28th until April 10th, we're going to have Mega Alakazam with all his spoon goodness. And that's going to be it for Mega Raid.
Basically. We did talk about the Research Breakthrough box already, so that is nothing to talk to Scott about. Then we have our events for the month of March. So March 5th, we have the Catch Mastery event happening literally this weekend as we speak. We'll go over that in just a moment. Then March 8th to the 14th, we have the Festival of Colors event, which I think is a returning event if I think about it.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have more information about that basically tomorrow.
I'm surprised it's already been a year for that, actually.
Right.
Now that I think about it.
Then, of course, we did mention about Elite Raid. So March 11th is the next Elite Raid. March 18th, Community Day, which we still not have information about that. We're definitely going to have more information next week when it comes down to it.
Hopefully.
Right. March 21st to March 29th, we're going to have a Let's Go plus a Team Go Rocket Takeover.
Yep, there it is.
I'm kind of surprised that I actually did it pretty early this season. So a lot of battlers are actually happy about that, but there's also the whole part of Let's Go, so we'll see how it goes by the end of the month. And then March 25th, we also have Go Battle Day Palmer, which we'll talk about in the GVL. Now, do you know who Palmer is?
I'm blanking. Honestly, I'm blanking.
Yeah. And also, as I just mentioned, Shadow Beldum is going to go away, so yeah.
Sadness.
More shadows as it is, maybe than other Reggie for Giovanni too, so we'll see how it goes. Then we have our raid hours. We, mentioned a few things about the raid. So Tornadoes, it was just literally today, and I skipped it. because I didn't care.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I didn't go to the in person either.
Yeah. March 8 and March 15, we have Ho-Ho for 2 weeks in a row. So that's pretty cool. Then we have March 22nd is Thunderous. And then March 29 will be Lugia. And then let us know what the Spotlight Hours are, Chris.
All right, all right, all right. Okay. So March 7th, we're going to have Eevee, and it is 2 times candy for transferring Pokemon.
Yes.
Which I always like to remind people to have all the Pokemon marked or, pre-selected to transfer at the beginning of the hour. I do not do what I preach, but, just so you can. So March 14th, we're going to have Rowlet, 2 times XP for catching Pokemon. March 21st, we're going to have Litten, 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemon. That's pretty lit. March 28th, we're going to have Poplio, and it's 2 times XP for catching Pokemon. And Poplio, highly recommend it for Master League. Great typing, as Primarina. Actually, yeah, now that I look at it, it's pretty hilarious that we're getting all 3 of the Gen 7 starters too from the Spotlight, so
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I guess they're probably also preparing for different things, but we're not entirely sure. It's technically new Spotlight Hours because we have a lot of repeating ones earlier.
They're definitely teasing.
They're definitely teasing something, but we're not entirely sure. But that's the month of March. We still we still have we need a lot of information when it comes down to it for the whole season. So we'll see how that would go. But yeah, that's that. Now let's talk about something that we have slept on for a long time.
Oh God, I love that.
And this was announcement, of course, in Pokemon Day, in the Pokemon Present. Coming soon, pair with a Pokemon Go Plus Plus. So the Pokemon Go Plus Plus and Pokemon Sleep are finally coming to us this year. The reason why I say that is because technically the game and the Go Plus Plus won't come out until I think the summer of this year. But we'll be able to actually finally acquire a Go Plus Plus or a Pokemon Go Plus device in the coming days. So it is actually out for pre-order right now. I think it's like $55 or $56 right now. So make sure you get them. Get them in Best Buy or any of the other places. So make sure you grab what you can.
Look for the free shipping.
Yeah, I do recommend trying to get one of these if you can. It is a very, very handful device to have at all times. It will actually correlate for Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Go. So both of them, I guess, applications will be acquirable with it. And there's actually a neat little thing. I don't know if you know this, Chris, but the Go Plus Plus is actually going to have a brand new feature.
I think I know what you're talking about.
As you guys know, the Pokemon Plus actually spin stops and catch Pokemons for you. Spins the stops at any time. The Pokemon Go Plus Ball, or the Pokeball Plus, was able to spin stops by itself, as long as you have a Pokemon in there. And then, of course, catching Pokemons by itself by clicking on it. Now, the Go Plus Plus will have all of that features, except you're actually going to be able to pick which Pokeball you're going to use to catch the Pokemon. So instead of just using a regular Pokeball, you actually get to choose whether it's actually a Great Ball or a Ultra Ball. You got nothing to say, Chris?
I love it.
Oh man, I'm like waiting for just the next paycheck and I'm buying this.
Dude, I almost pre-ordered it because a lot of places don't charge until they actually get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that you can set it to Great Balls or Ultra Balls, like let's say you're low on Pokeballs, oh well, and now I gotta wait to catch Pokemon. Nope, not anymore. You can set it to Great Balls or Ultra Balls. That's gonna be awesome, especially for like low catch rate Spotlight Hours or Calm Days. Or even events like the Hoenn Tour.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this. It gets us, I feel like it gets us the chance to not stare at our phones as much and actually, enjoy what's going on a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm still gonna be shiny checking.
Of course, definitely.
Sadly.
Yeah, it still is one of those things when it comes down to it. But just like Rick has mentioned, it does give you a greater flexibility when it comes to gameplay. I have used my Pokemon Go Plus literally the entire time. I think this is the second one I use, and it's still living. I use the Pokemon Plus as much as I can. Also, whenever I'm out in events and things that I don't want to spend stops and things like that. So it's kind of nice, regardless. But both of them still have the same feature of just the Pokeball. So having the ability to change what Pokeball you use is a major game changer for a lot of people. I always hear and I always see that a lot of people have like over 1,000, 1,300 Ultra Balls in their inventory. They just trash whatever else. So this is basically going to really, really help them in their grind when it comes down to it. I believe the catch rate is still a 50-50 chance regardless, but the Ultra Ball does give you the increased chance of actually catching it. So bear in mind, even if you want to use all your Ultra Balls when it comes down to it. So
yeah, throwing your Ultra Ball at a 10 CP Pidgey.
Basically. So again, it's nice and neat, and of course it's a brand new market device that people will actually want, so definitely something that I still strongly suggest and recommend getting if you really want to be passionate about playing Pokemon Go, because this is really a good hardware device for you guys. Just as Chris and I mean, we use that every single time we go out anyways. Yeah, so keep it out there. And of course, Pokemon Sleep will also be a connectivity. I think they said it also has connectivity to Pokemon Go regardless. It's basically just a new feature when it comes down to going to sleep and having a good night rest and then catching Pokemon's patterns and all that stuff and sleeping patterns and all that. So we'll see, because I mean, I'll be using the device regardless, even though it might be only be used for Pokemon Go, but maybe if there's connectivity to Pokemon Go. Actually, there is a little bit of connectivity, because you will be getting a special research that gives you a chance to catch a Snorlax with a sleepy hat. So
I'm super hyped about that.
And
I hope it has a shiny chance.
Oh yeah, base form shinies to new custom shinies. That's basically how it works. But I don't know if you're gonna be able to catch more than one. But we know that will be a possibility regardless. So that is
If I had to guess, or at least hope, you remember when they were doing the Yawn event where they're all sleeping?
Yeah.
I hope they do a repeat of that, but they just put little nightcaps on them.
Basically.
Oh,
I'm already halfway there. Yeah, I'm already halfway there. Drowsy and Snorlax are just combining the powers to go back to sleep. I'm going to sleep after this anyways. But yeah, so that's the Go Plus Plus and Pokemon Sleep. And then now we're going into territory of the Catch Mastery event.
Ooh.
Hone your catching... I know, right? This is actually an event for you, Chris, since you need experience anyways. So hone your catching skills in the Catch Mastery event. Make like a fighting type Pokemon and give your skills and stretch during the Catch Mastery event during the Hitmontop, Hitmonlee, and Hitmonchan event. So March 5th, which is actually this Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time, the following Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild. Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan will be appearing in the wild. And then, of course, shiny available. The bonuses for this event, you'll have an increased chance of encountering shiny Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop. And then 2 times experience for successfully catching Pokemons with a nice, great, and excellent, and Corbo throws.
Oh, wow.
So, Chris, I suggest you start honing your skills.
Dude, and they have huge circles too.
Yeah, so they're actually pretty good when it comes out to it. So regardless, you'll be getting a lot of experience from just doing the throws and everything like that. So keep out for that. Then we're also gonna have field research tags and counters. We'll focus on throwing Pokeballs accuracy, and it will give you a chance of getting Hitmontops and increase shiny of Hitmontop too. And then if you actually want to play a little bit more, you'll get 7KX. If you get 7KX throughout the event, it will hatch Tyrogue. I don't want them. I don't need them. I don't care about them.
I like them.
I don't. I got enough shinies.
I might actually get 7Ks this event.
Oh, God. Well, it is the only Pokemon in the pool during those hours.
Yeah. You have a 100% chance of hatching Tyrogue. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have ever chance to complete your Pokedex here, you go, brother. But yeah, so then time research, focus on throwing Pokeballs, will be available throughout the event. Complete 10 tasks of research tests to encounter 40 human tops in total in the time research. Holy Jesus.
Jeez.
No, Hamtaro, no, I don't want no more Tyrogues. I even have a Hondo Tyrogue, actually. Yeah, Hondo Tyrogue, a Shiny Tyrogue, 98, everything else. I don't even know why I'm keeping this. But yeah, that's how it is. So that's a Cash Master event, which is the very first event of the Rising Heroes. I guess they're technically, trying to hone our skills for something that's coming out for them later in the weeks. Maybe next month.
40 Hitmontop? I'm still wrapping my head around it. It's crazy.
I mean, if you didn't get your shinies before, you're getting it now.
Yeah, I find it interesting that they're hyping up fighting types for this event. I know they're not like the top tier ones, but I don't know. It makes me feel like they want us to use them for something.
Right? See how it goes when it comes out to it. Whew. All right, Drowsy. You're really keeping it up here for me. So that's that Cash Master event. Now let's talk about, I guess, some miscellaneous news here and there, and some things that the community is really not happy about things. So, first and foremost, something that actually came out, I think, right after the Las Vegas tour. This was something that a lot of people were mad and speculating to no end. Disclaimer, I actually lost a friend over this. Mostly because we were fighting over different beliefs, but it is what it is, with different stuff, things like that. And then just comes to show that a lot of people are just asking for the impossible at this point. However, what's happening here? Right after the event, there was a little text that was changed in your remote pass description. If you go into your passes right now, and you go to your remote passes. Actually, let me go into the other view, which actually gives me the chance to see the description of the passes. Where it is. Okay, so the description normally says a remote raid pass that can be used to join a raid battle remotely. When this technical little leak came out, and Niantic was, once again being a little bit dumb. I guess it was Niantic Cat and all that when it came down to it. The description changed to say you can use this. There was the same description, but there was actually another sentence that said you're only able to do X amount of raids per day. Now it had a little bracket and it says 0, so you could only it said that you could not do any more raids today or something like that. And people went nuts over this description. However, this was changed over probably in the next hour or so after that kind of thing happened. And it came back to its regular remote pass description. So this kind of shows, I'm saying as a speculation, the Niantic is working on something of a limit cap for remote raids. There's been a lot of leaks and there's been a lot of talks about in the community saying that this could be a cap to be able to promote more in-person play. But nobody in the community is happy about this. So Chris, go ahead and give me your thoughts about this before I literally talk about that.
Yeah. The only good thing about it is our wallets are going to be a little bit happier.
True.
I'll say that. But I saw a bunch of polls online asking if people would, go back to raiding in person as much as they used to, or more specifically, just use more in-person raid passes. I mean, I know a lot of us are sitting on, 50 plus, even now. Funny enough, from when boxes were top tier.
Yeah.
Just because, remote passes came out. But a lot of people said no. Which, I mean, hands down, we'd definitely be doing more passes in person because like the odds are you're gonna want that shiny, you're gonna want that Hondo,
Yeah.
but it definitely wouldn't be on the same level for sure. Like some cities are harder to travel around. They don't have as many raids. You know, you might be getting invited to somebody that has a ton of gyms around them and just raiding all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they limit it even to six, that's a not a very high number. You know, like you might get something good in six raids, but it's very iffy. And there's some people that raid constantly, so that's a serious change for how they're playing. So I feel for them. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't see too many upsides out of it. I know a lot of people are saying the main way to get people to raid in person is to, make raiding in person better.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I think the biggest way they could do that is given the extra large rare candy only to in-person raids. I think that would be the best way, like to like get people to like not argue about it as much.
If okay, so yeah, I got a couple of points for what you just said, and then of course more of what the community has really been talking about. So just like you mentioned,
Yeah,
the polls out there has been showing, what people really do when it comes to remote rating. So and the discussion for it is amazing. So it's actually pretty good when it comes down to it. I saw like the Pokemon Professor Network actually, tweeting out about it, and they have actually probably today they're recording that too, about how what's the incentive of remote rates and what's the catalysm of this kind of limit in the end of the day. So in the end, what I really read the mostly is that of course people will be pissed, at least the hardcore raiders, the hardcore grinders. Um, but I see it in a different light. Now, yes, it's bad in so many ways because things like Rayquaza or Radon or Kyogre that were out just recently. I did between 50 to 100 plus raids for each one of them. It's one of those Pokemons that I really wanted. I'll be doing less for one of the three because the other two I still need Hundos, but I have the ability to trade with other people regardless. Um, and hopefully get the Hundo there. But that also the biggest takeaway when it comes down to this kind of limit, when it comes down in the end of the day, is that it may incentivize the players that were both changed by remote raids and the newer players who came in during remote raids. We know, and just like Chris and I has experienced this, that in-person events or in-person things that we do like remote raiding and everything, it's more fun when you do it with people instead of just sitting at home and just doing the race that you want. You can't really share aside from probably Discord, but you're not really exciting to this kind of things, Like I got like what 6, 7 shiny Rayquazas, but I'm just like, okay, is anybody else here, happy about this?
yeah, it definitely lowers the hype factor,
Yeah,
and it's definitely made the community a little bit more skewed, especially for the like people around
yeah,
us,
yeah. We have a
locally.
community. We have a large community between the two towns that we usually go to, but not a lot of people meet up anymore. They're not, aside from probably just community day, which is an event that you go out and play. When it comes to like remote raiding and raid hours and all the stuff, nobody really cares as long as somebody's inviting at least the 5 people to beat out the raid. Nobody really cares, and it's kind of disheartening because we used to have such a strong community at one point. I love seeing the 10 plus cards that used to come around just to do a regular raid or a Pokemon that we wanted
Dude.
to get. Like those were the days, but we don't see that anymore. I barely see one other car, and then other times it's in my car, anyways. So, it's definitely it could be a good change for the community. And to my other point, I wanted to say that this is only limited how much really people do per week. If you think about it, if 6 is the limit, that's 42 races per week if you can do them. Now, if people say, hey, the passes are a lot more expensive, you think, yeah, but I mean, how many times are you really going to do a tornadoes? How many times are you really going to do a Tapu Koko? It's like, it's one of those things that unless you really want it, you can go out for it. the ability to raid is always there. Remote raids are not going away. They still have the bonuses to, be able to do more damage when you do them remotely. But yeah, that's the thing. Now, one of our viewers here says, up the free in-person rates and make the shiny possibility better. I don't think that's the solution, because just giving a higher chance of being shiny from aside from being a remote rates, I mean, it just means just do more remote rates per week. The result doesn't change anything. Maybe another free raid pass, maybe, but you still do that if you don't do another raid the day before or anything like that. So not much difference when it comes out to it. But however, it's just that I want to see a community back, not just because of remote raids, but a whole rate of actually playing events and all that stuff for that reason. Remotes, or at least raids, were a big factor in the community, and that's how a community was really built around those areas of expertise. But right now, we don't have a community. There's nothing that really shows a grow or what we could grow for that reason. There's only so many people that still do and still play, and it's mostly the people who have grown to play the games from way before the pandemic started. So it's the perk of convenience, just like Hunter is saying. It's hard to compete against it. It's just not easy to change after so many years of doing it.
Yeah, it's your lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, yes. And as far as we know, we haven't heard or heard any type of changes from Niantic saying that this will actually be an implement or permanent change regardless. We know it's a feature that's going to stay regardless. They make the money, it's going to stay around. And it's kind of, a lot of people also say, it's like, how are you thinking of doing this when it's like one of the biggest source of revenue that Niantic can really get at this point? Because Niantic's really not caring. I don't believe they're caring about the revenue at this point. They could. Now, I could be wrong, like really 100% wrong at this point. But they want to really incentivize community play. They want to incentivize the go out part of Pokemon Go. It's like, it's how their core values really align. It's just that a lot of people just don't see it that way, because all they think is the Niantic is money, and bad updates. That's all we see about it. And unfortunately, because of everything that has actually happened both in the PvP community right now, this is not a good change. And especially after all the issues they had in Las Vegas, all the issues they had to global, all the things here and there. It's not a good look for Niantic right now. Niantic's probably more under fire than we are at this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in a really bad mood at the game right now.
Yeah. And that's just to say, of course, that, the Rising Heroes season could have been a little bit better in bonuses and things like that, but it doesn't change the fact that something like this is really putting the community under a lot of chaos. They shouldn't be there technically. Now, why did Niantic do this and took it away like right away? It's maybe because they really wanted to see the surprise of what the heck was going on. They didn't want to actually just go ahead and be like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and limit everything from now on. So
yeah, just put it out there to see how people thought about it.
And the reaction was like overwhelming at this point. And they're even, well, they're not threatening, but they're actually, every post, like the community manager comes out and says, everybody is literally saying, it's like, can you address this issue? Can you address this? Can you address the whole remote radius and everything? She's not gonna say anything. They're not gonna say anything no matter how much you look at it. But Niantic is more under fire for the reason that their communication has been quiet in the last few months. More so than ever, and right after the whole Heroes Niantic, we were supposed to have quarterly updates. We haven't gotten anything, and probably a good 6 to a year. 6 months to a year. And that's not good. That's not a good look from Niantic. It's coming out worse than it should be. And they're really not upholding their end of the bargain at this point, which is not good. It's really, really not good. There's definitely more under the radar that we probably could talk about or probably investigate. But right now, as of right now, we don't see that this is something that will be implemented unless there's a more incentivized way of actually going out and doing more in-person raids, regardless of how it is.
Yeah, something I could definitely see just from what they're doing now with like elite raids is make every single raid have something that only affects the people in the area. You know, even something as small as getting more Stardust for catching the
Yeah.
Pokemon in the area after the raid. That would incentivize people to go out a little bit more than it did
Yeah.
before, right?
Yeah, it's
Um,
basically the same when it comes to like the 4-star race of the community day. You get the bonuses of actually catching more of the same Pokemon for community day. Do the same thing
yeah,
for elite race since we know it's only in person. You know, it's one of those things that actually instead of everybody saying, "Hey, we're gonna go out and play." The last time they did a elite race, it really wasn't working the way it's supposed to be. So I'm kind of like we were all disappointed, and nobody wanted to do Hoopa at this point. But there's still a chance to redeem, and hopefully with a the worst of possibilities when it
Rage.
comes down to preach. Yeah, we're preaching that Niantic can actually learn from the mistakes. Eh, you're just not in a good look, Niantic, and that's really what it is. And just like I want to put it in the podcast, it's like Niantic is just too quiet right now, and this is not a good sign. This is not a good takeaway from everything that they're going. And the community is in a big disarray when it comes down to it. I fear the worst, and hopefully the best.
Yeah, all you can do is hope. All you can do is hope. We all love playing the game. We want to see it succeed. That's why we get so, heartbroken and everything over it.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll keep it at that for now. We'll continue the conversation at some other point, just because of how things are. Because there's actually more. Right, could take care of them, right? There's actually more to say the least. What the reason why the community is under fire right now, and Niantic being Niantic once again. So let's get into the PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. So, GBL Season 10, the Rising Heroes season. It's here, and let's go over what happens this season specifically. So, that's Heroes Season updates. The start days, ranked resets, end of the season, just like any other season. Of course, I'll start on Wednesday today at 1 p.m. If you did not put a start piece on when claiming your rewards, you needed to do it. Do it. It's
I
before
haven't
you.
done it yet, but I need to.
Yeah, do it. Definitely do it. So, your rank will be reset, all requirements here and there, prior season, all that stuff. So, this new season of Rising Heroes, here is the schedule that we're going to have. So, March 1st to March 8th, we have the Grey League and the Fantasy Cup. And we'll talk about that in just a moment when it comes to the Fantasy Cup. March 8th to the 15th, we have the Grey League and the Color Cup. So, talking a little bit more into the events that we're having. March 15th, we'll have Ultra League and Psychic Cup Grey League Edition. Pretty cool. Then we have another Ultra League and then the Mountain Cup Grey League Edition. We have then March 29th to April 5th, Master League and the Little Cup. Then we have April 5th to the 12th Master Cup and the Spring Cup Grey League Edition, surprisingly. April 12th to the 19th, we have All Leagues and the Evolution Cup, the Grey League Edition. April 19th, once again, resets to April 26th, the Grey League Edition to the Grey League Edition, the Grey League and Weather Cup, Ultra League Edition. Then we have April 16th and May 3rd, May 3rd, Grey League and the Master Premier Cup. Interesting to
I
have.
got rid of Premiere. Interesting.
Yeah. Then we have May 3rd to the 10th, Ultra League and the Little Cup. Then May 10th to the 17th, we have Ultra League and the Sunshine Cup, Grey League Edition. 17th to the 24th, we have Master League and Element Cup, Little Edition. That's interesting. And then the last one will be Master League and the Catch Cup for Rising Heroes Edition, which technically will be the last week of the season, which a lot of people always talked about that.
Catch Cup, Worst Cup.
Definitely. Then we have the Rising Heroes, the Go Battle Day events. So Go Battle Day Palmer happening on the 25th. Free battle team time research will be available. Rewards includes the gloves inspired by Palmer in the Diamond, Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl events or games. Then we have Go Battle Day Stardust on Sunday, May 14, from 12 to the full day. A paid battle team time research awarding increased Stardust will be available for $1 in the shop. That's new in many different ways. And then we have bonuses for that event, or those events, I guess, to 4 times Stardust for win rewards. And then the maximum sets will increase from 20 to 100. Kind of interesting that we're going to have a pay time research during one of the battle days.
I'm kind of wondering if it's supposed to release the free one, replace the free one we got.
No, that's got to be separate from the free one.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, because you can actually go to the shop right now and actually get the free one. So
okay.
So that is what it is. I'm just hoping Niantic will give us the chance to lower it, or minimize the tab, because it just takes over the time research completely. Then we have the Go Battle League Rising Hero rewards for each of the ranks. Rank number 1 will have Dragonair, Marine for rank 6, Axew for the Ace rank, Noibat for Veteran rank, Gumi for the Expert rank, and then Pikachu Libre once again for the Legend rank. The standard encounters, Poliwhirl, Ponyta, Electabuzz, Wingull, Meditite, all the standard encounters that we usually see. Once you rank, the ones that really are notable is that Lickitung is in the 11 plus. Hisuian Weasel is actually in the 16 rank. And then the Ray Boss and everything same as before. The time research, as I mentioned before, is available in the shop right now for free. For your 500 wins, if you want to do 500 wins and all that. Avatar items and other words, of course, are rank 19. They do show the new posts that you can get for Palmer. Interesting. Not really the coolest, but we'll see. And then
even after seeing the pose, I still don't remember them.
Right. And then we have the cups. So Great League, Ultra League, Master League, just like before. The Master League Premier, which will have the no legendary eligible. The Premier is basically not the Classic. Classic is the ones that are going away, Chris. Classic is level 40.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Fantasy Cup will have the Ultra League Edition, which we are right now. Pokémons, of course, of 2500 CP. Only Dragon Steel and Fairy type Pokémons are eligible. And the spans for this cup is Galarian, Stunfisk, and Cavalion. I think that's the reason why I really like this cup, because I do like all 3 of those anyways. Thank God Cavalion is banned, because Cavalion is a monster. The Color Cup will have 1500 CP to enter. Fire, Water, Grass, Electric type Pokemon are only eligible. The Mountain Cup will have only Ice, Rock, Ground, and Steel types eligible, with Swampert being completely banned. Thank God. The Spring Cup Great League Edition will have only Water, Grass, Fairy types, and Toxapex is going to be banned on this. The Sunshine Cup, normal, fire, grass, and ground type, and then Charizard being completely banned on this. Great League Edition of Psychic Cup, just Psychic type Pokemons only, Mew being the only ban. We have the Little Cup once again. There's no bans for this. So Bronzong OP once again.
Yeah, Bronzor again. Hello.
Especially with the move update, so that thing is gonna be a monster. Unless they really say, hey, Bronzong, just get rid of it, however the case may be. Evolution Cup, once again, only Pokemon that have evolved once in Crabble can be eligible in this cup. Yeah, no bans on that. Weather Cup, Fire, Water, Ice, Rock. Little Cup edition for Lemon Cup, and the Catch Cup, we already talked about all this. And then we have updates for moves. Not any changes to any moves that we have currently. However, we have attack availability updates. So Exploud will now know Burn Burst. Flygon will learn Burn Burst. Como will learn Burn Burst. Whimsicott would now know the fast attack Fairy Wind, which is a little interesting. And then Jellicent It's going to have a brand new charge attack Surf. And that's it.
Very lackluster.
Uh, this is how you put the community under fire into the infernos of hell right now. So, if you guys don't know, the PPQ community is probably at its worst right now. This season update is probably one of the lowest ones we have seen in recent times. Probably worse than we have seen at all, if you think about it. When it comes down to it, not everybody's happy. Nobody's happy really. The stale meta is still there. Nobody's really caring. Like, they think that Niantic doesn't really care about the PvP scene or anything. They're trying to even do a Hear Us Niantic once again when it comes down to it. However, there's a few pointers. Now, a lot of people are speculating that this kind of changes are not happening before Worlds, which is happening in August of this year. We're a little far away from it still, so I don't believe that's the case. There's other people that's trying to do the Heroes Niantic, but somebody actually pointed out pretty easily. This is a gameplay stalemate right now for the PvP community. They're not saying that the game itself is broken or it's not accessible. Heroes Niantic was supposed to be a movement to help us Niantic understand that, some bonuses were supposed to stay for the reason of convenience, for the reason of accessibility to the game and for other players. This is not one of those things, because anybody and everybody can play Go Battle League regardless of how it is. It's just that the community is not happy because there's not much of an update for this new season, and everything that's OP or underperforming is still OP or underperforming at this point. And that's why people are really not really caring about it when it comes down to it. So we're going to have 3 more months of interesting leaks, interesting stuff, just not the biggest thing in the world. And, just giving Burn Burst to 3 Pokemon that really don't need it, it just doesn't seem like it's enough, especially for move updates in the end of the day. Any thoughts on this, Chris, as a PvPer?
I don't think anybody wanted Boom Burst on any of these Pokemon, to be honest.
Yeah,
I will say Fairy Wind on Whimsicott is a little bit exciting because, with Charm, you're just not getting to your charge moves at all. But, with the Charm nerf, it makes Whimsicott kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't think Jellicent needed more in its tool belt, to be honest. It's very strong. I am kind of surprised to see it get some more love, to be honest. But yeah, I would have expected more. But yeah, before Worlds, I do think it's a strong argument to not switch up the meta too much. But it's happened in other games before, I'm sure. Like especially like the TCG and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just that a lot of community members think that this is actually like showing that Niantic doesn't care about the PvP scene at all. And that's not true. I don't believe that. They are definitely going all about it in their own way. They're thinking about it in their own way. But Niantic is just not doing what gives the excitement to players. And even if how it is, if you go into like a PvP scene or something when it comes to like regionals or championships or even worlds at this point, it doesn't matter really. It kind of helps you that you're not actually having to learn a brand new meta before the actual event. But at the same time, it's more like, we're having this play Pokemon events all the time. It gives us the chance to really see how well we can do about it and how strong it is for the future of Pokemon Go and a PvP scene and all that. So I really, really think that this is not showing that Niantic doesn't care. It just shows that they're keeping at bay before any big changes happening, before any of those competitive scenes happen. Because just like, do you remember the first time they actually did a big update to the move scene, and we were really at regionals for the Silt Arena? They released a brand new Pokemon that was OP. They had some Pokemons there that we needed to use. If we weren't using it, you weren't winning. And it only gave us 2 days in advance, probably a day in advance before the actual event, and people were already catching these cool Pokemons anyways. It wasn't easy, and we don't want that. It's just not exciting right now, and that's the problem. it's what is keeping it to the bay of how Rising Heroes has been so far, which is it looks exciting on paper. It's just not performing as exciting as it should be. And just because we're on day one of the season, that doesn't mean that we're not gonna have any exciting things happening for the next few months.
Yeah, they can always drop new news for sure.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this may keep at bay when it comes down to it. So just keep it out there for you guys when it comes. Keep it out. Keep a head high when it comes down to this. Just we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm pretty sure
Play it
we'll
by ear.
play it by ear. That's usually how it is. And yeah, that's GBL when it comes down to it. So let's get into film faction news. Dun, 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 dun. I think we're about to begin a brand new faction time.
It should be.
Right? Cool. Yeah. First and foremost, thank you so much for Switch Masters to actually being an amazing team for the last 2 cycles. I have decided to go away from my Master League position at Switch Masters. I'm now a free agent for a little bit longer. I don't know, maybe I'll talk to other players out there or other things out there. But right now,
beat us up.
I know, right? For as of right now, I am like free agent of Master League. If anybody wants to take up the mantle, DM me when it comes down to it. But thank you once again to Switch Masters for being an amazing team, regardless. I don't know, maybe one day I'll come back when it comes down to it. I will be doing a little bit here and there when it comes to PvP. I thought, at least in my situation, I think it was amazing to talk with a team that actually likes what they're doing and they wanted to go the distance regardless. But yeah, I wish all the best to Switch Masters, and we'll see how it goes. And Chris, what other updates you have for me?
Yeah, Switch Masters, we were kind of surprised by this, but we actually made it into silver again.
Ooh, nice.
Which I was pretty surprised about. I'm very happy about it, but I guess they extended the welcoming mat a little bit more than we expected.
Nice.
And Switch Masters is losing Pure Ladder, but we actually got back, and I was very surprised by this. We actually got back somebody we used to have in Master League, Loudmouth. So very excited to play with them again. Hopefully we get, as many wins or more, than we got this season. Very excited. And yeah, I'm sad to see Pure Letter off the team because it was really cool to have him on the team too. I really like that. But I'll still have you guys get some input on how the team is doing, especially if you're interested in that kind of seeing the back end of a PvP scene.
Yeah.
I just thought about it. If Pure Letter gets on another squad, you're gonna be hearing from 2 different squads. It's gonna be interesting.
I'll keep my ears and out from team compositions, but it will be.
Yeah,
fine.
don't worry. I'll keep things on the low.
Yeah, sure. As of right now, I think I'm gonna take a little break from anything competitive wise when it comes down to it. When it comes to factions, I am looking into powering up some master Pokemons that I have been looking to do for a while. So that's gonna be.
Now that you got 3 Master League
monsters.
Kyogre's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I'll be working on those for a little while longer, collecting some dust, getting some other Pokemons that I really needed for a while. So I'll keep an eye for those for a bit, and then we'll keep away for maybe next time. I don't know if I'll come back anytime soon, but give it some time to really focus on other things for a while instead of actually worrying about the next battle next week. So it is how it is. But yeah, I really do wish that Switch Masters goes the distance. I really think that they are an amazing team, dedicated players out there. So keep at it. I hope to the next time that I see you guys, it will be probably in the diamond tier or something.
Oh God,
platinum tier. It's like Grandmasters. How about that? It's like that'd be cool to see one day. But yeah.
I mean, I hope so. Don't get me wrong.
Right. But yeah, thank you so much for Smashers. Thank you for everybody for everything you guys done. So With that being said, I believe that's a podcast, Chris. Anything else that you think you might want to add?
Um, hopefully the new changes and the stuff that's been teased doesn't, make anybody get too disheartened and want to step away from the game. Even if you play just a little bit less, I hope you're enjoying the game. Um,
Yes.
yeah, Hoenn Tour was awesome. So obviously the game isn't going to be as hype
Mm-hmm.
for the next few weeks, but I feel like we still got plenty to look forward to. Even as we talked about in this episode, Gen 9, we only have, two Pokemon from that gen, so we still got plenty of Pokemon to look forward to, especially the ones from the gens that, we still haven't had fully released.
That's true. That's true. So, keep at bay, keep at things how it always going to be. Keep your ears open, and hopefully Optimistics will be coming back eventually. I believe that this is just a rough patch for us and the community and Niantic. I think that it's just a matter of talking out a little bit more, being a little more communicative to it. I hope Niantic can actually learn that we are very big boys, especially on the tourist space when it comes down to it. But you gotta care about the players, and I'm sure the players have actually voiced their opinions and problems for a while. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. I hope that that's the case. There's definitely more to the conversation in the future about how community is really supposed to be and how things work. So I hope that their core values stay tall, and but convenience and accessibility for the game for everybody can be a thing regardless of it. So we'll leave it at that. So I do want to thank everybody for coming to the podcast today. Thank you so much for listening to us on our live feeds. If you want to join us anytime to and listen to us any of those podcast services feeds, we are in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, many of those places. If you can leave us a review, we would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. We'll follow our socials, mostly on Twitter. We are Purified Podcasts for anything for the podcast related news. Pure Letter Go for myself. Pokemon Trigger Please. That is PKMN Trigger Please with a Z at the end. You can email us anything to the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can also join our Discord. It is in the description of any other places that we have here. ! Discord for Twitch. Free to enter. You can always open it up to the community if you guys want to show us anything cool or anything, any catches, things like that. And don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. So, with that being said, Chris, I think it's time for you to take us away for the night.
All right, all right, all right. You know, uh, get out there, get your elite raids done, because they have to be in person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to next week's news, where hopefully we learn more about the community day. I hope it's a good one. I'm definitely looking forward to finding out. But yeah, see you guys next week, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Yeah, keep purifying them. We'll see you guys next time.